Hi, this is Jay Sifford at Rhodwood, my garden in the North Carolina mountains. Used to be zone 6B, now it is zone 7A, unfortunately. But I want to show you what I've been working on lately because this makes me so happy. I didn't want to extend my garden because I frankly have enough to take care of. But after 6 years of being here, I decided I just had to do it. So, what I'm doing is creating this beautiful garden in bog number 2. I really wanted to capture the feeling of when I visited the Portland Japanese garden years ago, how the air just seemed to glow, the atmosphere seemed to glow with green. And so that's kind of my inspiration for this. Got my glass art, I'm going to reposition. And I planted a lot of light green foliage again to reflect the light. This boardwalk really makes me so happy. Before we built it, to get over there, you had to walk through the bog, which wasn't always the most awesome way to navigate the property. There is a quicker way to get there, which is through here. But what I decided, instead of building the path here, I would move it over to where you actually had to encounter and walk over the bog. What I'd like to tell you is that the quickest way to get between point A and B is not always the best way. There's really something to be said for strolling through a stroll garden. I believe that that's metaphorical because we're all on our life's journey. We all stroll through our lives. It's our own individual experience. And I believe a garden metaphorically can pick up on that. So with the help of 2 of my crew members, we came up and we built this boardwalk. This bog is filled with veratrum and skunk cabbage and marsh marigolds. In the spring, it is beautiful. But by June, it's just a mushy mess from those plants as they die down for the season. So I underplanted where they do grow with some Carex radiata, which is a native Carex grass-like plant that actually does well in very wet conditions and in shady conditions, which is what I have going on here. So I planted that to kind of give me some coverage after the skunk cabbage and veratrum die down for the season. This is a bog here, and so we had this little island in the bog, and I built it back up because frankly building the boardwalk kind of crushed everything down. So I built it back up with some good soil. I transplanted these Primula japonicas, the red primroses, from another part of my garden, which I absolutely love. I did some sensitive fern, again, which likes wet to moist conditions. 3 different types of ligularias. I absolutely love ligularias. And in my old Charlotte garden, zone 8A, I couldn't really grow them very well. The farfusiums did well, but not the ligularias. I love how this water kind of runs through here in a sheeting way. I hope you can see it. It's really, really pretty. So you get to the other side of the boardwalk, entering into what I'm calling my fern grotto. So you have a little bit of preface to that story with these deer fern, which I love and I'd buy more of if I could find them. I also love large leafed plants. So again, the ligularia, this Darmera, which I just recently purchased. So the leaves aren't very big. They'll be dinner plate size in a couple years. And different types of big leaf plants are in this area. Some Rogersias over there. Beautiful maidenhair ferns as you enter into the fern grotto, which is just so spectacular that I decided I really wanted to use this to its full advantage. So that's what we have here. Going in to this area, we've got more maidenhair ferns. We've got 2 kinds of hart's tongue fern, which I really love. They apparently like more alkaline soil than what I normally have here. So I did add some lime, just regular garden lime, to this area. But look at this cool tunnel. I love it. And then you come out the other end, and I planted some Everillo Carex, which is an Asian hybrid. But what I wanted to do was to give you that feeling of euphoria when you walk out of that tight, compressed space of the tunnel and you open up into this larger space with a little bit more light. I wanted to capitalize on that light, and the way I did that was to use this Everillo Carex, which kind of mimics shafts of light as they pierce the forest canopy. One of my spotty dotty podophyllums, Chinese mayaples. It's sort of a signature plant. I love that. More ferns through here. And then you come out to kind of the termination point of this new garden. You can hear it. And I'm going to show you what it is because it's really, really nice. That is the best set of rapids on the property. The water level's a little bit low right now because we need some rain. But look at these rock formations. And then when you look down here, kind of reminds me of a lazy river ride at a theme park, actually. Very peaceful. So I have my new seating area. Got these polywood Adirondack chairs. I've actually got 64 Tiarella cordifolia, which is a foam flower, coming in a couple weeks to kind of fill in as a ground cover layer. But let's walk back through, and I think you can see this beautiful experience that Mother Nature and I created, along with some help of my employees. Entering back into the fern grotto, this little tunnel. This kind of picks up on a design technique I use. I call it compression expansion. So again, it gives you that tight feeling, slightly uncomfortable but nurtured. Then you come out the other end, and when everything opens back up, it kind of gives you this little bit of feeling of euphoria. Look how the light picks up on all this lighter green foliage. I love the angle of this boardwalk. Just makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more unexpected, and a little bit more professional looking. And then this glass, when the glass is backlit, especially on a windy day, it dances like choreography. It's really, really special. And then you go back into the more established older part of the garden. So I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Next time I post, this boardwalk will be stained Chinese red, which will really pick up the color of the glass, and I think give this area a little bit more of an Asian feel and a brighter feel in the middle of my forest.